Singapore, the happiest country in Southeast Asia. Hello, my name is Dylan Saputra and today I'm going to talk about Singapore. Singapore is a sovereign island city-state in maritime Southeast Asia. It lies about 1 degree of latitude north of the equator of the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, bordering the Straits of Malacca to the west, the Riau Island in Indonesia, of course, to the south, and the South China Sea to the east. And this special country is very unique because it has a man-made island. The World Happiness Report is a publication of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. In this report, it contains articles and rankings of the national happiness based on the correspondence rating of their own lives. That's why in this World Happiness Report, it usually correlates with various of life factors. There are 195 countries around the world, but only 153 of them that registered in World Happiness Report. Singapore managed to get into 31st position from 153 countries that registered in World Happiness Report. From 11 countries in Southeast Asia, only 9 registered into World Happiness Report. And guess what? Yes, Singapore is in first place. Singapore managed to get score almost 6.4 in the World Happiness Rank. Meanwhile, Philippines with the score 6, followed by Thailand with score almost 6, and Indonesia is in 6th place with score 5.2, and in the last place there is Myanmar with score 4.3. From 2018, Singapore managed to get into 34th position among the happiest country in the world, same with 2019. But in 2020, Singapore managed to climb the ladder into 31st position among the happiest country in the world. In World Happiness Report, there are some indicators about happiness in a country. They are GDP per capita, social support, healthy life expectancy, generosity, freedom to make your own life choice, and last, perception of corruption. Why Singapore managed to get 31st position in the World Happiness Rank and first position between all of the Southeast Asia countries? In 2020, Singapore achieved about 340 billion US dollar for their GDP. That means they had GDP per capita for almost 60,000 US dollar. And this value is way more than Hong Kong. In Singapore, Ministry of Social and Family Development, Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Manpower works together to enhance the social support for Singaporeans. This means the indicators of the happiness that provide social support has been checked in Singapore. In this graphic, it tells us that in Singapore, the healthy life expectancy for males was 73.7 years, while for females is 75.2 years. This healthy life expectancy in Singapore had increased from 2010 until now. In Singapore, you are free to make your own life choice. Even in Singapore, they have their own LGBT rights. Human rights in Singapore are codified in the Constitutions of Singapore, which sets out a legal rights for its citizens. These rights are protected by the constitutions and include amendments and referendums. Generosity. People in Singapore are so generous. They even have their own website for charity called giving.sg. In this case, that means that Singaporeans always backing up each other. And this means that the indicators of happiness for generosity have been checked in Singapore. In this table, we can see that Singapore achieved the third place along with Finland, Sweden, and Switzerland. In this case, that means that in Singapore, their government doesn't think about corruption, but they think about how to make their people happy. The indicators of the perception of corruption have been checked.
In Singapore, there is no trash. They get rid of it in one day. Here is how they do it. First, they collect all the trash in the country, drive it to this building to burn it. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, the fire is burning trash in this factory. The heat from this process becomes electricity to light up homes. And the toxic smoke gets filtered out and becomes super clean.
In conclusion, a happy country is not always about how rich the country are or how many materials they have, but it's all about how the government treats their people. Are they feel safe or are they feel comfortable? The people of that country are the one that makes a country happy. That's all for me. My name is Saputra Wibowo and see you again.